And we're live. Welcome to the Foundations of Health webinar. We are so excited to get kicked off here because years that we've been in the health and wellness field, we've realized that everybody wants to be healthy. But what happens is there's a lot of misinformation out there, or people are reading all the books, listening to all the podcasts, and they think that health is something complex, but it's not. Health is something that is born within you. It's innate. You just need to make sure you have the foundations to live a healthy life.
So who are we? We're the doctors at Bridge City Health. I'm Dr. Rachel.
Dr. Andrew.
And we're on a mission to help elevate the health expression in our city. And the reason why is we find when people are healthier, they're happier, they are more loving, they're able to pursue the things that they're passionate about and help others do the same. The fact is that you need to be expressing your absolute best version of health for you to be your best self in this world. So we've identified 8 foundations to health that we're going to share with you on this webinar that can help you elevate your health expression, which will ultimately help everyone in your life.
So the health foundations, they include your community, mindset, exercise and movement, getting outside in sunshine, nature, detoxification, chiropractic care. What am I missing?
I think nutrition.
Nutrition, absolutely. And as we go through this webinar, we are going to be presenting research because we believe in marrying the best in science with also the ancient wisdom that lives within you.
So we're going to get started here with mindset because this is arguably the most important essential to health, even more so than nutrition or movement or chiropractic care, is your mindset. And that's because your thoughts are influencing your physiology and your biology every single day. What we focus on expands, and we want to make sure that this year and moving forward, we have health as a primary focus in our lives.
You guys have heard knowledge is power, right? Is that a true statement?
Yeah.
False. The application of knowledge is power. So it's up to you to take this knowledge you are learning and then applying it to your life on a day-to-day basis. So first one we have with mindset is the fact that this is a Finnish study that took place. What they found was they had research that was done in 95, 99, and then again 13 years later, and they were tracking people in Finland to see how their mindset impacted their health outcomes, but also their financial outcomes and their professional outcomes. And they found that the people that not only had a positive mindset, but that were improving upon their mindset on each follow-up had better health outcomes, had better professional outcomes than the ones that had a negative mindset, or even the ones that had a positive mindset but weren't building upon that as time went on. So continue building, look at the progress.
3 easy action steps that we're focusing on today to improve your mindset is focus on the good and find people around you that are also focusing on good. Jim Rohn has a quote that says that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So be conscious about who you're spending your time with and who you surround yourself with. Hang out with people who are also focusing on their health. Get to know people that go to your gym. Say hello to people in Bridge City Health when you're in here.
One of my favorite quotes from Tony Robbins, he said, motion creates emotion. This means that you need to grow and succeed, you need to keep moving, which brings us to the next foundation to health, which is movement.
Okay, with movement, I always like to start with this. Imagine 2 bodies of water. One is a stream and it's flowing through the mountains. The water is clear and it is moving. Then if you were to imagine a pond, a stagnant body of water, what happens in a pond? Things start to grow, it starts to become murky. Well, the same exact thing happens inside your body. We like to say movement is medicine, and humans were designed to move. If you keep your body moving, then you keep things like your veins and your arteries and your nervous system flowing, and you're that healthy stream and things are clear. Your mind is clear, your body's clear and free of things like sickness or disease.
And people that exercise and move often, they have stronger bones, their bone density is better. They have increased muscle mass, which means longevity, increased health span, and also lifespan. They have better mood outcomes. They're more positive, better digestion, better cognition, more energy, less anxiety, and better self-esteem and confidence as well as reduced risk of all chronic diseases.
So keep moving.
So some action step, or the research here, what this research article showed was that people that exercise and move often, they have increased health spans. So health span, that's different from lifespan because we all know we want to live a long time, but how do you want to spend those years later into your lives? You still want to be active, still want to do the things you love with the people you love. So exercise is going to create a stress within your muscular system for mitochondria to become more dense, which means that your lifespan and health span is going to be increased so you can experience longevity.
So some action steps for movement. We like to keep this easy. The best kind of movement is the movement that you can consistently do. Super important to find things that you enjoy doing and to make a movement just part of your daily life. Shoot for 8,000 steps a day. A lot of people go for 10, but even if you get 8, that's great. We believe in varied training at Bridge City Health. It's part of why we have the community workout program, so you can be exposed to new movements, meet new people, but also be always changing the stimulus that your body is exposed to. Your body's incredibly adaptive and it will change and respond to the stimulus that you give it. So vary your training, find movement you enjoy, shoot for 8,000 steps a day.
And also movement stacks. Yeah, that's my thing.
One of Dr. Andrews' favorites.
So just like you consume snacks throughout the day, you need to be incorporating movement snacks. People ask me all the time, what can I do to improve my posture, improve my health during the time that I'm not in Bridge City Health? The biggest piece of advice I can give is to stay moving. Whether you can get up every 25 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours, whatever it is, get up and do something. It could be like standing up, doing 10 squats, jumping jacks, have a kettlebell underneath your desk, walk at lunch break. Find a way to incorporate movement snacks in your day-to-day life.
There was a recent study that came out with this too, that actually moving every 45 minutes and doing 10 squats, so just 10 squats, body weight, every 45 minutes throughout your workday, which takes literally 30 seconds, is actually more effective for getting your movement in and having your body respond to exercise than taking a 30-minute walk. So get your movement snacks in, stop yourself. I like to put a timer on my phone every hour or 45 minutes and just get moving. It doesn't have to be a squat. It could also be a push-up, anything body weight, lunges, so easy to do. Get in the habit of moving every hour.
Yoga poses.
Which brings us to sweat. Sweat is your body's natural detox pathway. So find things that make you sweat. Yes, you can walk and that's great for you. Yes, you can do movement snacks. You're not going to be sweating with those though. Find something throughout your week that can ignite your body's natural detox pathways and sweat.
Guys, we all know we live in a toxic world. Toxins are everywhere, from the air we're breathing, from the stuff that they clean products with in our homes, in our day-to-day environment, places we're shopping, hygiene products, toxins in the food sources such as pesticides, things that are sprayed on foods, the water supply. There's always toxins that are around us, and your body is taking those in, either ingesting them, breathing them in, or they're actually being absorbed into your skin as well.
These toxins cause chronic effects on our body. They're linked to cancer, neurological damage, hormonal destructions being the biggest one, and even developmental issues in children. So it's important that you keep your detox pathways clear and you actively minimize your exposure to toxins. When we're talking about the Vibe Plate in Bridge City Health, which you've used it if you've been here, the Vibe Plate also stimulates your lymphatic system, which is your way that your body clears yourself out.
Another great research article. If you haven't caught it yet, I'm a nerd. I love research. So this research article here, it found that there's something called polymorphisms. So we all know that we have genes. Genes are setting you up for things like your age span, setting up for your risk to different diseases. But your genes are not, they're not written in stone. There's something called epigenetics. That means that your environment, whether your outer environment or inner environment, can change how your body expresses those different genes. Now, if you are exposed to toxins on a day in and day out basis, you're going to be more likely of developing the diseases that your genes are allowing you to express. So by detoxifying regularly, you're controlling your system to decrease your chances of expressing genes that could be linked to things like heart disease, diabetes, cancer.
So easy action steps for detox. We recommend the Paleo Cleanse. It's a 14-day detox system that we do multiple times a year. You should at least do it twice a year. What it is 14 days you take shakes, you also take supplements, and it helps clean the body out and ignite your detox pathways in the 2 phases of the liver system. So that's one great resource. There are so many detoxes that you guys could do. You could participate in fasting, which ignites autophagy in the body, which is your cellular cleansing system, where basically what happens is if you're not digesting food, your body has time that it can focus on getting rid of things that are building up or any cells that are damaged, including any free radicals and oxidative stress that it can remove, which results in a decrease of inflammation. Minimizing toxins in the home is something that we talk about a lot because we like to control the controllables. So toxins in the external environment, you're not going to be able to always control those, right? The air we breathe or something that's happening in a restaurant or somewhere that you go. But inside your home, you do have control of that. So start swapping out some of your household products to minimize toxins. You'll notice right here we have the EWG app linked. If you text us, we'll send you the link to that. It's a great resource. It's an app on your phone that allows you to scan the products you have in your home, and it will rate them on scales of toxicity. It'll show you what things are linked to. And when we know better, we do better. It'll provide an option for you that you could easily swap. This can become overwhelming or feel overwhelming to you in the beginning, but it's not. It's all a perspective shift. Just do it little by little, and little by little, a little becomes a lot. So you could start with one thing at a time. We always recommend the things that you use the most. So a great starting point for minimizing toxins would be toothpaste. Toothpaste we use twice a day, every single day. We can focus on deodorant. Deodorant has a lot of links actually to Alzheimer's. Aluminum in deodorant has links to that because part of your lymphatic system is right in your armpit. So if we're putting that on every day, we want to make sure it's a clean product. So 2 things to start with: toothpaste and deodorant, clean options to make sure that we're not disrupting our hormones.
Which brings us to the next point, giving your body quality nutrition. A lot of times we think of nutrition as energy. Nutrition is actually information. So you want to give your body the quality information it needs to express health and optimization.
We're passionate about clean foods here because there's a lot of misconceptions in the fields of health and specifically nutrition. Because let's say we're counting macros, for example. You can create an amazing body literally eating cookies if they fit into your macros. But if you start viewing food as information, then it's not just what you're building for that body, it's how your body's communicating. Your body's constantly rebuilding itself with the foods you give it. So you want to make sure that you're building a strong foundation with clean whole foods.
So the research articles here. First research article was showing that we are consuming ultra processed foods. Ultra processed foods are high in sugars, high in inflammatory oils, and this consumption of processed foods is linking to decreased health outcomes, but also increased rates of chronic diseases and also mortality as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you eat the standard American diet, you're going to get the standard American disease. Right now, 60% of Americans in our nation have at least one chronic disease, and over 40% have 2 or more. And that's data from the CDC. So we want to avoid becoming a standard American, proud to be Americans, but not exactly proud of our health outcomes. So you have to do things differently.
Last research article. This one is looking at the paleo diet with performance. We recommend a paleo eating lifestyle here. A lot of questions we get because Dr. Rachel and myself, we both love working out. We both love performing. A lot of people are like, well, if I go on this paleo eating program, I'm going to limit carbohydrates and my performance is not going to be as well. Not true. The research shows that people that consume a paleo diet are going to have increased muscular output, increased strength, and increased performance as well. So a couple action steps for nutrition: focus on whole foods.
dabble in the paleo diet. It's really not that hard. You can create any recipe. If you think of your favorite foods right now, I want you to know that there is a paleo version of your favorite food. You can type in paleo lasagna and something will come up with alternatives and swaps. And the more that you do it and you try these recipes, then you're building an arsenal of healthy swaps. There's so many great resources these days. It's really easy to eat this way. There's even sauces. I remember when I first started eating clean, there was no such, you couldn't have dressing. I would put lemon on a salad, or I couldn't have ketchup anymore. There were no condiments because they all had sugar and they all had bad oils. Now there are so many great options of companies that recognize this as a problem and now provide an exact swap for something you already use, but that is made in a paleo whole food way. One of the brands that we love is Primal Kitchen, and you can find that anywhere. Harris Teeter, Publix, Whole Foods, everywhere.
It used to not be that way either.
Yeah. So minimize processed foods and sugars. Sugar is linked to all inflammation and all disease inside the body. Well, I should rephrase that. It's linked to inflammation. Inflammation is associated with every chronic disease. So we do want to minimize ways that we're getting inflammation. That could be from stress, but also from food. So minimize sugars, focus on natural sugars, such as honey, maple syrup are the best ones. Coconut sugar or date syrup or date sugar would be a better option than just a cane sugar. Always drink half your body weight in ounces of water and supplements.
Yes. So your lifetime nutrition. The issue is, I hear a lot of times people are like, my diet's clean and I don't need to consume supplements. I can almost guarantee that nobody has a cleaner diet than me and Dr. Rachel, and we still consume supplements because with the research we've done, we found that we are not consuming the micronutrients we need on a daily basis. And this is because of modern agricultural practices. There's a lot of things happening, such as monocropping right now. Monocropping is when the same crops are being grown year in and year out. This starts depleting the sources of depleting the nutrition inside the soil. Then, since the soil's depleted, the food you're consuming doesn't have the vitamins and the minerals you need. So you need to supplement with that with what we call our lifetime nutrition.
And in my personal health journey, actually, when Dr. Andrew and I first met in chiropractic school, he was taking some supplements and asked me if I was taking supplements. And my response, and this is a response that we hear from many, is I don't need to take supplements because I eat a clean diet. And that might be where you are right now, but just look into some of the research and I ask you to reconsider because there's different levels to the knowledge that we know. And once you start really looking into it, exactly what he was saying with the agricultural practices these days is completely true. You simply can't get all the vitamins and minerals that you need from your food because of the soil quality and the crops that we have these days. So if you look at any type of crop now versus 100 years ago, the nutrient densities are completely different and we do need a supplement. Supplements help bridge the gap for this to make sure that you're receiving all of the necessary nutrients for your optimal health. So, lifetime supplements.
So we've done lots of research when it comes to lifetime supplements. We've been playing around with different formulations. We've identified 2 supplements for a lifetime. They're going to be your Primal Multivitamin from Designs for Health, but also your Organ Synergy supplement from Designs for Health. We love Designs for Health supplements because they're all third-party tested, but they also have high amounts of bioavailability, which means when you consume these nutrients, your body's actually utilizing it.
If you're taking the 2 of these, you have everything that you need. So we could just rattle some of them off, but there's vitamin C, which helps with immune function. Vitamin D helps with bones and teeth and your calcium absorption. Vitamin K, both forms, K1 and K2. So that helps with things like metabolism, heart health, also blood clotting. Your B vitamins, there's folate in there, vitamin E, also calcium, magnesium, zinc, selenium, boron, which helps with cognitive function. There's so many things. Organs, most people have heard that organs are good to take, but if you've ever tried cooking organs, they're not always the tastiest, which is why we recommend just taking them as a supplement. So you can get everything you need in that liver, heart, kidney, pancreas, spleen. Heart, for example, it's rich in CoQ10, taurine, L-carnitine. It helps with energy production. What else? Kidneys.
Kidneys are going to have sources of actually vitamin C within it. It also has bioactive peptides, so that's going to help with muscular growth and performance. Liver is going to be high in things like glutathione to help with helping your detox pathways as well. And spleen is huge for your immune system.
Okay, so you could take both of these supplements and have everything your body needs to function optimally. And it's $115 a month. So completely worth it. Going out to eat once is going to cost you $100 a month. But because you watch the webinar, we're going to have it on sale. It's going to be 20% off. It's going to be $92. Right now, the average cost for one person in the US to go out to eat, to get an appetizer, a meal, a drink, and leave a tip is $70. So for $92, you could have everything you need in the 1 month. Text us if you want to reserve this, or you could pick it up next time you're at Bridge City Health. The best thing to do, though, more than this, is testing. So this is, if you don't feel like testing and you just want a great baseline nutrition, you could take these. If you want to take it to even the next level and see exactly specifically what you need in your body right now, what you're good in, what you need more of, what you need less of, if there's any toxicity, we offer organic acid testing.
Which we love testing. We believe in testing, not guessing. I've been the person that listens to a podcast and I'm told that ashwagandha could be good for me.
Yeah.
Shilajit's the big thing right now, right? Dr. H with Mana. So you hear all these things on podcasts, all this information. You're like, I'm going to try the ashwagandha out. I'm going to try CoQ10 out. I'm going to try Shilajit out. And then you start buying all of these supplements, and all of a sudden, I've experienced this. I have a cabinet that's full of supplements that I don't use and that I actually don't need to use because my body might not need it. So by doing nutritional testing through the organic acid test, you're going to get a snapshot on everything your body is either missing or toxic in. And this is going to give a snapshot on all the different systems in your body. So your mitochondrial health, how is your body producing energy? B vitamin markers, how's your DNA methylating? How are you expressing genes? It's going to give us toxicity markers. It's going to show us your neurotransmitters and sex hormones, plus also digestive markers as well. This is a urine test. What I love about urine is going to show us any metabolic byproducts. Blood tests are great too, but the issue with blood is your nutritional source. Your body wants to maintain balance within the blood. So it's literally going to pull out nutrients from bone tissue to keep your calcium levels, from your muscles to maintain sugar balances. By getting a urine test, you're going to catch deficiencies or toxicities much earlier so you can live an optimized life.
And that makes sense. I mean, we have people come in all the time that say things like, I got my blood tested and they said everything's fine, but I don't feel fine. And you know you're not fine, but your blood work is normal. That's because when analyzing the blood, most doctors are looking in average ranges. And if we remember what we were talking about before, where most Americans are sick, well, if you take an average American and a range for a normal American, those levels are sick. So when we look at the organic acid testing, we're putting in functional ranges. So ranges for an optimal human, where we might find something that your previous doctor didn't. The blood is the body's lifeline too. It's protecting the blood. So a lot of times the blood's the last place that something will show up. Whereas your excretory system of the urine, that's where things are coming out first that you don't need. So that's why we test the urine and not the blood. But we can look at your blood tests. If you do have a blood test, we're happy to look at those and put them in the functional ranges.
So when you're told by a doctor that your blood test is fine, all they're telling you is, congratulations, you don't have a disease we can diagnose. The absence of disease does not equate to optimal human performance. Which, yes, one of the things, I didn't hit on this, your sleep functioning when it comes from this test, when we get back your adrenal markers, it's going to tell us, is your body producing tryptophan? Tryptophan gets converted to serotonin. Serotonin gets converted to melatonin. So we can help to see how your body's sleeping and how well your sleep is. We can help improve that. And sleep is one of the foundations to health as well.
Sleep is so important, and everybody knows that. But what they don't realize about sleep is it's not only based on the energy you have the next day. Sleep, it's during sleep that your body repairs itself. It's when your cells are cleaning themselves out. It's when your brain is clearing out. Optimal sleep recommendations are between 7 and 9 hours, but the research shows that most Americans are getting between 5 and 6 hours. Chronic lack of sleep is linked to a lot of different things: decreased cognitive function, less energy, also weakened immunity. Most of the times, the only time I ever get sick, I always say I don't get sick, but if I get sick, the reason I got sick is I didn't get enough sleep. It weakens your immune system if you don't get enough sleep. Also, with helping to recover after workouts, you need to repair during rest. If you're not getting good sleep, it's also linked to heart disease, cancer, obesity, diabetes, all related to sleep. So sleep is so important. And a lot of times people come in when they start getting adjusted, improvements in their sleep is one of the first things they notice.
And research has came out, it's shown that not only are we getting our quantity of sleep is low because the average American is getting about 6 hours, but also the quality is low too. Research has found that actually the quality of sleep is more important than the quantity. So if you're getting 7 to 9 hours, but it's not quality sleep, you're still going to have the effects of sleep deprivation, which include all the things that Dr. Rachel mentioned. One of the things too that is linked there is Alzheimer's. Your body is equipped with something called the glymphatic system. We talked about the lymphatic system a little bit. The glymphatic system lives within your brain, and this is actually recycling CSF at nighttime. So when you're getting quality sleep, those detox pathways are turned on. If you're not getting quality sleep, toxins start building up. As toxins start building up, your body produces something called amyloid. Amyloid is almost like napalm, so it goes in and it's going to blast inflammation. The issue is when this napalm is going off day in, day out, that starts building up amyloid plaques. Amyloid plaques are then going to create Alzheimer's. So you need to get your quality sleep now.
So action steps for sleep. Sleep routine. Developing a routine just like kids. Adults need a sleep routine to get their best night's sleep. So develop a sleep and wake schedule and try to stay consistent with it even on the weekends, we recommend. Try to get it within an hour. So if you want to sleep 1 extra hour on a Saturday, that's fine. But once you get into 2 or 3 hours more, that starts disrupting your sleep patterns and your circadian rhythm. Don't eat too close to bed. Research shows that if you should shoot for 3 hours. But a good starting point is an hour and a half for right now, because most people are getting home late. If you're eating dinner at 8 and then you're going to bed at 10, that's only 2 hours. Try to get your meals earlier when you first get home so you can allow for at least 3 hours between your last meal and sleep time. This way your body can focusing on repairing during rest and not digesting. There's only so many things your body can do at once when it's using energy. So we want to use our sleep energy to build, rest, repair so we can wake up rejuvenated, not be digesting during sleep. Screen time. Okay, so your eyes are receptors. They're taking in light all the time. You're an animal and you're connected to the earth. And the sun and different types of light do different things in our body. When we're looking at screens on our phones, it's blue light, and that's telling our body that it's time to be awake. So if you're trying to go to sleep and your body's trying to start developing, it's producing melatonin, it's time to wind down, we're going to bed, but you're looking into a screen, your brain thinks it's light outside and thinks we should still be awake. This causes disruptions in our circadian rhythm. So we need to focus on reducing screen time before bed. If you are going to be on your screen, you can use blue blocking and amber light glasses. There's also a setting on your phone that you can use that turns the background to red at night. We both have that setting. So once the sun goes down, we will triple click on the side of our phone, which we set that up. We could show you how to do that. But you could set up that a triple click turns your phone into a red screen mode. So that red is an amber light and it's like the color of fire. Humans, primarily, we would be around campfires. Red light doesn't disrupt sleep. Blue light does. So turn your screen to red. And you can also get amber lights in the home, which is something I personally love. I have lamps in each room of my house. During the day, overhead lights, totally fine. But at night, all of the overhead lights go down and I turn on all of my lamps and then it feels like there's a fire. So it's also cozy. I like the way it looks. Creates a good ambiance in there too. But most importantly, it gets you prepped to go to sleep.
So get your exposure to sunlight early in the day, light of day, later in the day. That's going to help with resetting the circadian rhythm in your body. And sunlight is also essential to health as well. So guys, we are a part of nature. We're not separate from nature. In the natural world, we should be exposed to sunlight on a daily basis, forest bathing, and research proves this as well. Research has shown that our decreased exposure to sunlight has really become a health. It's an epidemic right now because we're living most of our days inside, indoors, underneath unnatural lights. This is going to increase our rates of chronic diseases. It's going to interfere how your body regulates blood sugar, which is also linked to more diseases as well. It's going to decrease your mood. And research has found that the optimal level for sun exposure is going to be 200 to 300 minutes per week, but at least 120 has been shown to help with protecting yourself against these chronic diseases.
It's really not that much either to get outside. Like what is that? 200 and 300 minutes. It's 2 hours a day to be outside. Now
for the week.
That's just for the week.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nothing. You got to be outside, I think, at least an hour a day. Just saying. But getting outside, that's also putting it into routine. So maybe you want to take a walk during lunch. When I first wake up, personally, I go and I walk my dog outside 20, 30 minutes and I look towards the sun. It helps set my circadian rhythm, wake me up for the day, but then also helps things like boosting immune system and getting your body ready. There's research that shows when you go out into nature, it's so cool, us being connected to the earth. The trees release these chemicals into the air that when you breathe them in, and if you're there for 2 hours outside in nature, you boost your immune system by 200%. So prioritize getting outside. Make something like a weekend activity, get into the forest. There's so many great hiking trails around Greenville. It's one of the reasons that I moved here, was to be close to nature. There's so much great access to the natural world, but it's something that you do need to be intentional about.
So action steps when it comes to sunlight: get outside, make it a priority. I know within myself, if I ever notice any type of resistance, it's because I've been spending a lot of time working inside. So take a break, take a walk outside, prioritize it. Build your weekends around outdoor activities such as hiking, walking on the Swamp Rabbit Trail, hanging out with friends and family, whatever it is, get outside on the weekends. Strive for 2 hours a week. It's not that much, but 5 hours is even more optimal. And then, as we said, prioritize times with friends, family. Find people that want to be outside because those are your people.
Ultimately, being outside syncs your nervous system. Your nervous system controls everything inside your body. Literally, for your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, for your eyes to see, for you to run, jump, smell a flower, love someone, have a human interaction in this world, your brain sends signals down the spinal cord and out over nerves. That brings us to chiropractic care.
Yes, this is not about back pain. It's not about feeling well. It's about taking care of that one system that controls absolutely everything in your body, your nervous system, which is what chiropractic does. And by getting chiropractic adjustments, it's going to unleash the health potential within you. So research has shown people being adjusted, you have a decreased rate. Now, this isn't just being adjusted. This is a lifetime of chiropractic. This is seeing a chiropractor as their primary care physician, which we're seeing a lot of people in Bridge City Health are doing. It's going to decrease hospital visits. It's going to decrease diagnosis of diseases. Plus, it's going to decrease medical expenses and medications over time, which if we can help more people receive chiropractic care as their primary mode of health, they're going to then think about the change we can have within healthcare with this. And then research has also shown that chiropractic care is going to improve your strength and your muscular output. It's going to increase your grip strength. And grip strength has been shown to be a predictor for your lifespan and health span. And the last one is on neuroplasticity. So your body's always regrowing and repairing neural pathways. By getting a chiropractic adjustment, these neural pathways are being heightened, and your body's going to create this more neuroplastic response. You're literally creating new neural pathways, so you're able to get better and better and be that force producer to become more optimal over time.
You'll hear us say often in the health center to be conscious of your thoughts after an adjustment. And this is one of my favorite benefits personally with chiropractic care. So you get adjusted and you start instantly creating new neural pathways. Your thoughts have the power to alter your physiology, as we talked about in the beginning. So that's an opportunity for you to completely rewrite whatever it is that you need to in your mind to focus on more positive thoughts, more loving energy, healing inside your body, whatever it may be. But that's the opportunity right there. And that's my personal favorite benefit of chiropractic care is when I'm out in the world and I'm being loving towards other humans and I could show more grace if someone cuts me off while I'm driving. It's because I've been under chiropractic care for 8 years now, I think. So that's a compounded effect. And each week, as I'm getting adjusted, each time I'm getting adjusted, sometimes I get adjusted twice, sometimes I get adjusted once. But every time I take intentional opportunity to create the thoughts that I want for my body and my mind so I could be a more loving force out in the world.
So your action steps here. We all have heard before that my chiropractor didn't take x-rays. The only way to see the exact positioning of your spine, which then translates to the health of your nervous system, is through x-rays. So make sure that if you haven't had x-rays yet, that you're receiving x-rays. But we recommend getting adjusted at least one time a week for a lifetime. That has been shown to help with fending off all those issues we talked about in our healthcare system, and also maintaining and increasing performance day in and day out. So we're scheduled to get adjusted at least one time a week. I can tell you I get adjusted at least twice a week most times, which is even better.
And that's because if you are placing more demand on your body, you need more help. So Dr. Andrew's very active. So am I. We have an active job. We live a healthy lifestyle. We're working out a lot. Our body needs more support. We want to make sure we give it that. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's when people are stressed that they say, oh, I'm missing my adjustments, or I just didn't have time to make it in here. Actually, it's when you're stressed that your body needs the most support. So be consistent with your adjusting schedule, whether it's once a week, whether it's twice a week, whether it's once every other week. Make sure that you're consistent with it because it's consistent change over time that yields the best results. So be consistent with your adjustment schedule and do your home care. We can all use the reminder with our home care and we'll remind you while you're in here, but everyone's familiar with brushing your teeth. Not everyone's familiar with brushing your spine. The spinal hygiene routine is so important. The wobble cushion that we give you so that you can take the spine through the full range of motion, pumps the spinal fluid, wakes your body up for the day. Those wobble cushions help kids with focus. That's why we donate them to schools, but it's the same thing for adults. So wake up in the morning, do your home care, do it at night before you go to bed. You will notice crazy changes once you get in the habit of caring for your spinal column and ultimately your nervous system.
And the best way to stay consistent with this is to do it within a community. Humans are pack animals. So by having a community of people that you are prioritizing chiropractic care with, you're going to stay on track. And with that, we're a community here at Bridge City Health. So we are going to go over this essential because it's one of our last foundations.
So with social media these days, people they feel more connected than ever, but they're actually less connected than ever. Research has shown that humans, they get lonely, and if they're lonely, it negatively affects your health. So loneliness is linked to higher blood pressure, increased heart rate, greater risk of heart disease, even stroke. It can lead to chronic inflammation, and then that negatively affects your heart. It weakens your immune system. It makes you if you have a weakened immune system, you're more susceptible to different disease and illness. So people who are lonely, the biggest thing that we took from this article that was crazy that we were talking about is you actually have a higher risk for all-cause mortality. So there's an increased risk of everything that can kill you if you're lonely.
I think it's crazy too, because with social media, we're almost more connected than ever. I can FaceTime my family and friends whenever I want. Everybody has access to this with technology, but with more connectedness, we're actually more lonely than ever too.
So be intentional, be with people. It's not always easy, but it also is so easy to find other people. You can join local groups, you can volunteer, say hello to people in the places that you go. You'll be surprised how many times it shocks me if I'm just standing at a class in a gym and no one's saying hello to anyone, but you see these people every week. If you're in Bridge City Health and you see someone on the wobble cushion next to you, say hello to them. You go to the same place, you're doing the same things. And engaging with others is essential for your health and also for theirs. So interact with your fellow humans around you. People are good and people want to connect. Everyone's looking for connection.
Find hobbies. I'm always seeking out new hobbies. I love taking things on and nerding out about it and becoming an expert in new hobbies. So anything you're interested in, take that leap, and then you're going to find people that are interested, and that's going to build your community as well by finding hobbies. And include people. Invite your people to do the things you love, so then you're able to grow that community together, which comes to our next aspect, which is in order to build health, you need to include people in what you're doing and also spread the word. You're now equipped with knowledge. You're going to start applying that knowledge, but then with that power, you need to then equip other people. So we have an awesome deal for you guys to take care of the people you love this month. Our referral perk of the month is your people that you want to refer into Bridge City Health for a complete set of x-rays so we can see the health of their nervous system, for a consultation with either me or Dr. Rachel, but also for their first life optimizing adjustment. It's 50% off. So usually that first visit is $235. This month it's only $117. And for you taking care of your people, we're going to show you love back, and you're going to receive $50 off of your next month membership.
We started this referral perk program because a lot of times when people start chiropractic care, they start noticing changes in their own health. They notice better mood, less stress, more energy, improved digestion, of course, decreased aches and pains. It's because their body's functioning better and their nervous system is optimized. And then they refer us somebody. And we love meeting your people. We always say we love meeting our people's people, because if somebody comes in that you referred, that's a connection point to you. So, and we love building community. So we started getting so many referrals. We're like, we should do something for this. So there's going to be a different referral perk each month. This was something new that we started, but we're super excited about, because ultimately, as your health increases, you want to make sure the people around you are doing things that are good for their health too. So invite them in to get adjusted. You know it's good for them. Invite them to the gym with you. You know it's good for them. Invite them on a walk. It's good for them. And doing things together show the best results. So people are more likely to achieve goals that they set out if they include other people, especially people they care about, in those goals.
So there's anybody that you want help with referring into Bridge City Health this month, let us know. Send us a text message or talk to us on your visit. You can text refer to our phone number, which is 864-849-7822.
All right, guys. That's our Foundations to Health webinar. Hope you learned something here. We look forward to seeing you this week. Shoot us a text if you have any questions about anything you learned here. We love being your chiropractors.
Love you guys.